Hey, welcome back to the Big Ranch Show. As always, thank you for joining me. If you could, hit the subscribe button down below and let's get right to it. Now, have you heard of this kid in Vermont who is running for governor? He is a 13-year-old 8th grader who is running for governor in the state of Vermont. His name is Ethan Sonneborn. And like I said, he's running for governor. He's 13 years old, running on a progressive platform. He believes in universal health care, LGBT rights, and things like that. What I find to be amazing, though, is that the state of Vermont, has no law against how old you have to be governor. Many states do, many states don't. But I think it's very interesting to see that a young person, especially this young, that interested in politics. I remember being 13 years old. I was interested in politics, but I wouldn't have had a clue where to start on something like running a campaign. Anyhow, that's what I thought was interesting. I find it very interesting that somebody this young is actually interested in politics and interested in trying to fix the country and get us on the right track. I find that to be amazing. Now, I've been really inspired over the last few months over the kids from Parkland and all the kids that have joined the March for Our Lives organization over the last few months, especially at the March for Our Lives march last weekend. I find it amazing to see so many young people so interested in our politics, so interested in trying to make change and be change. It's amazing to me. But if you live in Vermont, you should definitely give Ethan Sonneborn a listen. He's really good. It seems like it. At least his ideas are really good. And I think he has a lot of great ideas. Now, some people are going to knock him on the fact that he has a progressive agenda or beliefs, and that he believes in making some common sense changes to gun legislation. Ethan admits that, hunting, for example, is a big thing, big part of the culture in Vermont, a big part of the culture in America in general, but definitely up in that area. It's a very rural state. A lot of people do love to, they love to hunt, and they hunt for their food. But at the same time, he has said that, we have to at least make people safe. So I think this is a big issue, and before you go and say, oh, he's just part of the March for Our Lives and the people from Parkland, no, he actually said he was going to run for governor last year, and gun regulations and gun laws were part of his platform to begin with. So don't think, oh, he's just one of those kids that are just, spoiled or whatever. And that's apparently not the case. All I know is this guy, he cares. He cares. He wants to see things change. And he's not in anybody's pocket. He may only be 13 years old, but at least he's not in anybody's pocket. And he's more well spoken than our current president. So, to Ethan Sonneborn, whether or not you win this election coming up in November, whether or not that happens, congratulations for at least getting out there. You put yourself out there, which is it takes guts to do that. It takes guts to go out there and do something like that. And I guarantee you, people are gonna, they're gonna hear your name now, but I think they'll know your name in the future too, whether or not you win or lose. And just think, in 5 years, he'll be 18 years old. Now, while I do notice that his age causes some problems. One, he can't drive, so he relies on other people to take him places. And that's a bit of a hindrance to be able to get to places, different statewide events and stuff. As well as he has school. So school gets in the way of his campaigning and being able to do that. And so those are some big hurdles to deal with. But it appears to me that he is making it work. He's making a go of it, and he's really serious about this. And as he says, he's campaigning to win. But if he doesn't, he hopes to at least, start a conversation. About how partly about how young people need to get involved. And that's one thing we do have a problem with in this country. The people that want change don't show up to vote. People 18 to 24 just don't show up. And they're the ones that sit there, they're the ones that are impacted the most sometimes by who's elected president. I hope this kid does well. I don't know if he'll win. I don't even know if somebody that young should be governor of a state. But at this point, we've got a child in the White House. Why not one of the governorship of Vermont? He can't do any worse than the president we have, and he's got some good ideas. He's very supportive of LGBT rights. He wants some, anti-discrimination legislation passed to make sure they're allowed to not be fired. There's no law in most states preventing that. And so this kid, maybe 13 years old, but he speaks well. He has well-grounded, well-researched ideas. And I, for one, am a fan of any kid that wants to get out there and put their hat in the ring and do something that I would have been too chicken to do. At a time where kids are usually thinking about running for class president, this kid's talking about running for governor of his state to make actual changes. This isn't just some spoof. This is some kid that actually wants to make real change. And I think he can. I truly think he can. Now, whether or not he wins, that's up for the Vermont voters. I live in Texas, so I have no control over any of it. But to see him out there at least trying, I think is really, really cool. I think it's awesome to see somebody this interested in politics at this young of an age. I think it's amazing. And it all started with him buying an encyclopedia at a garage sale when he was 5 years old. It's kind of amazing if you ask me. So my hat's off to you, Ethan. Good luck in your campaign. And I wish you well. I hope things go as well as they should. I mean, you may not win, but I think you're going to have a lot of support. You're going to have a lot of supporters who will be there for you in the future. People may not vote for you to win now, but I think they'll be voting for you for the governor of Vermont in the near future. And like I said, if they don't, keep your head up. Keep your chin up. Keep going. It's not the end of the world at that point. You just keep fighting for what you believe in. And so, congratulations on having the guts to do this, and good luck in November. And anyhow, that's been the Big Ranch Show. I'm your host, Jacob Keck. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you down the road.